Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Funny day in the markets today, huh? Inflation, it's kind of rocked the party, but it only brought everything back up. I guess you could call it the good old make a quick buck and go. That's what's going on in the marketplace. You're seeing everything coming down to only come back up. The resilience of the marketplace is absolutely wild. And you know what the old saying is, don't fight the Fed. And that's exactly what the market is doing. In tonight's live, the question that's going to be on your minds is, do you use the hybrid system? Now, you hear me chatting so much about this system. Well, it's the system we use. Been in this game, what? YouTube for 3 years nearly. 4 soon. Wow. Anyway, I'm still operating on 2 hours sleep. I tried to sleep earlier on. Not happening. Nah. All the windows were closed and I could hear everything. Barry next door, this guy's deaf and he was using his lawnmower. I could hear it, but he clearly couldn't. So I'm going to see to Barry tomorrow, man. He's an old boy. I'll keep an eye out on him because I know he can't hear nothing. So, and I'm up all hours of the night. But hey, what's going on, gang? What is good, ladies and gentlemen? So if you're new passing through, my name is Tino. And I created the hybrid system. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's get with the charts. So, what is good? You know, these evening streams, from the lives in the morning to now, it's only kickback for me. I just want to relax. Like, I want to just enjoy myself on the live. Bitcoin doing a nice little W formation. What do you mean W formation, bro? That's where we start talking about the hybrid system. Hybrid is about understanding the market maker's business model. What on earth was that? Why would you do that?
First, use face recognition to...
My phone's going crazy. Anyways, so yes, you created the VWAP. Yeah, we're not talking about that tonight. Well, we actually are. Considering that Bitcoin did a good job today of going above the VWAP to come back down, sweep that liquidity on the Bookmap, we got a problem, ladies and gentlemen. Usually what happens is when Bitcoin, or should I say when the NASDAQ and the S&P take an aggressive move down to only recover back up, Bitcoin's left in limbo. Now, we're going to have Asia tonight reacting to the fact that the inflation has gone up. So, have they done the same thing again? Have they moved prices back up for Asia to start bringing the flavor, to knock it down in the morning, to only make an attempt back up, and then we're going to have some more data coming out because tomorrow is Friday. Yeah. What a clown. Anyways, going into the data that's being released, we've got some very important data tonight because China's got a problem with the biggest property investor in China, the Evergrande, right? And that bad boy is close to default. If China's inflation comes in tonight as being higher, and they're projecting it to be higher, that's going to be a bit of a problem for China. And they're already trying to put out some stimulus. And you know what the story is. When you pump money into a system, it only creates inflation. Look what this war's doing, bruv. It's creating inflation, all right? No wonder it's gone up. It's not just because of oil. It's the impact of people's behaviors. Now, today we got the unemployment claims coming in lower. That was nice, but it's still close to what they had projected, back to normal levels, all right? It's not gone up. It's not gone down. So, with that being said, we got the Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking. And that's going to be a good little setup for GBP USD. So we're going to be talking about that later on. And we've got the preliminary consumer sentiment coming out. All right. And then after that, it's just all systems go. Friday. Is it going to be a profit-taking day? because prices have just been up and down, and euro has taken a bit of a beating. So we're going to see what's going to be unfolding going into tomorrow. So now, Bitcoin. So the hybrid system really focuses on understanding the market maker's business model. And you're probably bored of hearing me saying this, but this is for the new guy coming through. There are two structures that we predominantly focus on. We look at W formations and we look at M formations. Your goal as a hybrid system trader is to try and establish if price is starting to show the promise of these structures. What are they? They're not just patterns, they're psychological patterns. Some of you might think, how can you make an M or a W as a psychological pattern? Well, there is a sequence of behaviors that happen inside of the chart. You see, the conventional trader wouldn't be so much, he would be fully aware of what a double bottom is. And that'll be two lows, okay? One may be higher than the other. He might be focusing on divergences, and he'll also be paying attention to volume. What we like to look at is we like to look at the impact of candlesticks. Now, there is a criteria for the W formation, which says that you need a leg down, which is this first one here, midpoint, and then you also need the second leg down, which needs to be ideally in line with what this bad boy is on the first one. Okay, so if it stays higher than the first leg, then happy days. What are you looking for next? You're looking for green vector candles to be effectively pushing price out of this range. That would be the logic of what a W formation is. But what do I mean by it being a psychological pattern? Pretty simple. Let's go to a high, right? And look at the M formation. One that is, let's do a tricky one. So you can then see it easily when you find one. Check this out. So you got Bitcoin here that produced an M formation. Now, it's not necessarily an M as such, but the structure is there, okay? When you see one hit to the high, come back down, and then another hit to the high, you say to yourself, okay, then, did it successfully take that zone? Here's a little trick. When you're dealing with this situation, when you've got an M formation that is appearing at the highs, but it takes out the previous high. 9 times out of 10, when they take out the previous high on the M formation, it's because of a climatic move. All right? Now, a climatic move is what? A climatic move is when everyone is excited about buying when prices are going up. Right? You had your chance when that was over here. Okay? The early adopters started to come in this point. See them at the lowest point? Then first green or blue vector candle appearing above a 50 EMA at the lowest point. Yippee-ki-yay to the upside. Happy days. You get effectively three hits to the upside. So you got 1, 2, and then that one is the third. Okay? We're going to look at LOOM in a second because that bad boy is showing this sort of behavior. But how do you identify... I've just lost my voice. Wow. How do you die? Woo! How do you identify this guy? How do you identify a candlestick that is climatic? Look at this candle here. Can you see how it finishes so strong? Look at that. There's not even a wick. That's a climatic candle. Yes, surely you would think that prices are going to smack even higher. And they did, only for a short bit of time. But as a hybrid system trader, you would have been paying attention to the fact that these green vector candles, at the time of them being created, hadn't been recovered. So you'd naturally be waiting for a recovery of the vector. Okay? Now, let me show you another example. Check this out. NASDAQ. What a play today on NASDAQ. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay. So, what do we have here? We have a little bit of a tricky structure, right, when it comes to the NASDAQ. And this is on the 15-minute time frame, okay? But nonetheless, it's still an M formation, right? Because you had the first hit, comes down, makes another hit, and then comes down lower. Look at this range, how the candlesticks close within this zone. This is what you call a sweep, okay? Now, what else do you see in the chart? You see a green vector candle range down here, all right? And then inside of this zone, you also have vector candles. So you always go down to smaller time frames because you need to try and navigate what makes up this structure here. Are there vector candles inside of this range? So you go into the 15-minute time frame and you say to yourself, okay, do I have any vectors? Well, I have one vector candle zone right here, okay? And then you've also got these green vector candles that happen at the start of the open. So these were all empty, okay? Now, after the New York Live, I shared this projection on the NASDAQ. And I said that today I was looking for NASDAQ to go and tap the weekly point of control, which was at 15,289, okay? And I gave them the basis and the breakdown of why I anticipated that, because in my mind, I knew there were vector candles coming into play. I knew that there would be imbalances for them to come back down to it. We actually go into EXO charts and we can see, where did that bad boy land? That bad boy came in and tapped 15,253. We wanted 15,288. So it actually went above and beyond. But look what's there. Can you see those red imbalances? That's the makeup of the vector candle, right? When I saw that, I was like, okay, how can I make sense of that? 15,289. Okay, then cool. So go back to 15,289. Where does that put us? 15,289 puts us in this area here. Look left. What do you see? Vector candle zones. Okay. Now, usually what happens is if you recover a vector and there's still more vectors below, in terms of profit taking, you just need to keep on moving your stop. All right? Keep moving your trailing stop so you're effectively locking in the profit, because usually when they hit vector candles, there is a bit of a reversal. Okay? So I know a few guys took advantage of that today. Mad love and respect to you guys who did take that. But the star of the show for me today, ladies and gentlemen, was Euro. Oh, my days. What a phenomenal move by Euro. Surprise, surprise. Psychological high, then the psychological low. They usually bring Forex pairs. They bring it back to the psychological ranges usually towards the end of the week. Okay? Thursday, midweek reversal. Well, cryptocurrency reversal, but midweek would be Wednesday for Forex. But it did it today on the Thursday. Now, let's have a look at other things. Dollar yen. What a story and a bean. Look at that. They've come back into the vector candle recovery. I've been saying this for dollar yen. She's going to 150 tonight. So that'll be an interesting story given that Chinese data's coming out. So that is very fitting for the Bank of Japan to step in. Gold. Gold has completely ripped the range, gone even lower. Full recovery of the vector regions. We've got a couple of vector candle zones right here that we need to be paying close attention to. So be mindful of that region. Moving forward, Tesla. Come back down to recover the green vector candle. Sounds like I'm repeating the same old shit every single day. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what the marketplace is all about. There's only two things that can happen. It can go up and down, and it can only go back to where it previously was and then away from where it went. Okay? This is what happens. Now we've got Tesla chilling right here. So tomorrow, if we can anticipate it, get a nice little gap up to see the recovery of the vector candles right there. Cool. Big little pump. Come back down. What is that? Oh. There we go. Big move up. Come back down. Because that's the ebb and flow of the marketplace. But what have our dearly beloved bonds been up to today? Yields. It's a sad story. Still moving up, ladies and gentlemen. That's not good. Yields are still higher, with the prospect of them going even higher. Bond market comes all the way back down. Look at that. We spoke about it last night. All the gaps, they've just come and filled two of them nearly, with one more in sight. Okay? Cool. Now, with that being said, bonds down, yields up. No one's buying bonds. Why is the stock market going up? Another squeeze. Okay? Going into oil. Oil's taken a bit of a slap. It's moved up to only move back down again. Guess what? Vector candle recovery. You're starting to see it, guys. You're starting to see how they always come back to these imbalanced zones. This was the reason the move started. Okay? This is the reason why retail decided to step in. Look where they stepped in. They stepped in at the highest point. Great economics there, bro. Great economics. moving forward from that bad boy, the star of the show again, dollar dominance. Look at that. Vector candle recovery zone. Wow. What a story. What do we understand about it, ladies and gentlemen? This is the flavor. This is what's been going on. It's all about dollar. They came into a very important range and they shifted away from it. Of course, news announcements today put the spanner in the works for assets across the board. All right. So just be careful when you're running longs right now, because any move up in assets across the board, it's a fade. It's not going to last long. Now, word on the street is saying that there could be another attempt for the bullish market to come into play. Let's roll into that bad boy. So how did the marketplace end today? What have we got? 64 stocks are up on volume. Nah. No, thank you. 64 stocks are up on volume, right? 523 are down on volume. Hold on a second. So why on earth has the NASDAQ effectively bounced from the upside, from the lows, and come back into the previous day's range? That's not very good. What's that? It's a little bit of a fade. We're getting ready. They've done the flavor. Now we're looking to see the recovery. These big fat arrows, man. You know? When you see that you've only got 64 stocks up on volume and 523 down on volume, you can pretty much determine exactly what the story is. Now we're getting an accumulation of distribution days. What's a distribution day? Distribution day. A distribution day is when volume is above average on the indices, okay, or the indexes. You can see it's above the 50-day moving average of the volume, okay? And when it's above, right there, the pink line, that's a distribution day. So investors are selling stock, all right? So keep that in mind. So we've now had one. But what you've got to be mindful of, only 3 days ago, this said that we were in, no, it was 4 days ago, it had said that we were in a market correction. A day after, it said we're in a market, we're in a confirmed upwards trend after 1 day, okay? Usually takes about 4 days for the market to follow through, all right? You need 1 day to make it move. 2 more days after that to maintain the range. And then on the 4th day, it will be deemed as the follow through, where there is consistency and commitment from investors across the board. So then that's when you would see accumulation across the board, which means that when you look at this chart here, any blue bar would confirm that we're in an uptrend, all right, on the 4th day. So you can see here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it was on that day, on the 29th, when they said that the market was in a confirmed uptrend because they had the follow-through day on volume above average. Yay, the market's pumping. Let's go. And then we saw a little bit of movement, all on low volume. And then today we have high volume and it closed down lower. Those are little signs, ladies and gentlemen. You know? Listen, bro, I am not burping, my friend, okay? It's just I've tried to eat some food and yeah, I'm trying to digest it. And I do have 3 horses. Yes, that is correct. Keep repeating, Tino. Repetition is key to knowing the game like auto reflex. I've been with you for 11 months, still learning because you make sense about the marketplace. Mad love and respect to you, my dear bro. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at what we got going over here. Let's look at this nut job. So, we are now heading into a very important situation. This right now is climatic. In the next 2 hours and 39 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to know if they're going to get ready to roll this bad boy over. All right? Very consistent move to the upside. It just stinks of reversals. So please bear with it. It's going to get interesting. All right. Going into higher time frames, we're starting to see the makeup of the move. This is one vector. This isn't. Going to the 12-hour chart, that too is going to be finalizing in 2 hours and 39 minutes. 15, same story. Going into the daily, same story, right? 3-day chart, okay. Yep, listed on PancakeSwap, shifting out. Just be very careful, ladies and gentlemen. If you do hold this coin, you might want to take some mullah. Look at that, man. March, it was less than 3. Wow. And now look at it, 28 cents. That is wild. Let's have a look at the live order flow, what we got. Big Time is popping its head up again. What is Big Time saying? What did we say about Big Time yesterday? Wow. Look at that. Still going. Obviously, their advertising campaigns are doing pretty sweet. You know my intentions. Listen, look. All right. Am I trying to convert you all to Forex? No. Not at all. But Bitcoin hasn't really been doing much, right? Let's look at Bitcoin's move. Yeah? Not bad. Like, well, it's come down a little bit, but it busted our balls to get there. Okay? Then you look at something like Euro. That's what you want Bitcoin to do. You want Bitcoin to get slapped down or slapped up. You'll never get this volatility in crypto consistently every day. Bitcoin takes a breather. You know, it's only $1 trillion market cap in cryptocurrency. Come on. That's a lot of money. You know? It's not like Amazon's any bigger than $1 trillion. Anyways, I'm joking. So, with that being said, ladies and gents, let's just go back into the Bookmap to understand what the liquidity is saying. We now have 610 Bitcoin orders at 26,500. And we've got some players at the top. Ooh, nice. Nice. Okay. Okay. So this is how we split the ranges. Check this out. We've got a big area here that previously had support, but it was no longer support. Okay. They got smacked. They dropped it lower. Okay. Not really seeing that same support to the left of the chart. If I move, there you go. It's not there. Okay. But we've got 610 Bitcoin at 26,550, and they've been to this zone twice and not managed to follow through, which tells me that there is a bit of support inside this zone. But we have Asia that's going to react to tonight's price action. Okay. The book is imbalanced to 25% minus. So that means limit sales are being triggered. So Bitcoin's moving up. Okay. Go into Ethereum for a second. Ethereum today took a snap, came back in, hit that zone, 1538. I'm looking for 1490 for Ethereum, for anybody that wants to know. And let's go to USDT. What did we say yesterday? Well, you know what I said yesterday. You know exactly what I said yesterday. I said we want that 844. There we go. Made another attempt higher. 823, waiting for it to get to that point. That would be a good spot to buy Bitcoin after a nice little smack. Why? Because then naturally there'll be a bit of a recovery, okay? And then it will come down again. Only something mad would actually trigger Bitcoin to just keep on going down. And Twitter's X is all talking about Bitcoin 20K and all that stuff. So we've got that story. But check this out. JPMorgan debuts tokenization platform. Now, this was done yesterday, okay? And Blackrock is the main client, one of the key clients, all right? But it's just so conflicting because JPMorgan's Chase Bank, all right, stopped people from using and buying cryptocurrency. Again, it's the heavyweights that are going to do it. Look, Bitcoin to keep price under 20K. Did SBF really use FTX traders Bitcoin to keep Bitcoin price under 20K? Oh, okay. USDR stablecoin depegs to 53 cents, but team vows to provide solutions. Ugh. Never mind. Anyways. Let's go back into Bitcoin for a second. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it all. What are you guys saying to me? US crude oil production just soared to a new record high of 13.2 million barrels per day. That's right. Okay. Okay, Tino, I'm in for a long now on Bitcoin using your scalp strategy. What do you suggest when taking profit? Use moving averages. Okay. Now, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so, go and take the free course. The free course gives you the insight into what to understand about the hybrid system. Okay, it's completely free, but you have to become a bronze member to get access to the course. Criteria is all here. You'll be presented with this video, and if you can't watch the other videos, it's because you're not a bronze member. You need to be a bronze member to get access to it, and it's free to do that. Okay, but in terms of scalping, you got the scalping criteria course as well. Okay, now when it comes to working out when to sell, all right, in this course, I've got a bonus strategy, the actual live trade example of Bitcoin. And you'll see how I manage the expectation of a trade. When you're scalping, it's not necessarily a point where it has to be a fixed target profit. You will know whilst you're in the scalp how price is behaving to effectively validate when you should take a profit or not. How would you know? Simple. When it's going against you. Because a scalper doesn't take shit, okay? If he's in a scalp, right, and he's in a long, for example, say you've gone long here, okay, and Bitcoin's moved up. Look, volume is zilch. Look at that. Spaces. What is that? Spaces in Bitcoin, but it's dead gap time anyway, so you would expect that. But you can see if you run along from here, all right, and now you've got this area, there's two things that you can say to yourself, right? If price doesn't break above the 50 EMA, I'm going to have a problem. Why? Because then I'm going to effectively be burning profits, okay? So hypothetically, you went long from this area here. Now you need to move your trailing stop to lock in that profit. Whatever it does from this point, happy days. If it can achieve a move higher, congratulations. You move your trailing stop to lock in some more profit, all right? But to say I'm on a fixed profit of that target zone, rather than having a fixed numerical profit, trade towards the next vector. All right? Because if your move is going to continue in profit, it's going to work its way towards that zone. And if it can't make its way towards that zone, then you've pretty much got the area of resistance. So hypothetically, where could I trade towards inside of this move? Okay? So I'll go on to the 2-minute time frame. What candlesticks do I see nearby? Well, there's nothing much happening. Okay, so that would only mean that the top side of play of the move could be up here. They could run for the liquidity up here. But what if it comes down first before it goes up? What about these vector candles down here that it could come back down to? I better put a trailing stop in. Okay, go into the 3-minute time frame. Do I see any vectors nearby? Is that a red vector candle? I think it, no, it's not. Okay, so we still don't have any vector candles. Fine. 4-minute time frame. Do we have any vector candles that we can trade towards? When you do this exercise, all right, you're looking to trade to the next area of interest. Now, mid-term, short-term, you can see this is the next area of interest because that's where people got caught when they were going long, all right? You might even go over to the high block itself, and then you might refresh this bad boy. And then you're effectively, I use this chart to work out where traders are trapped. Okay, lots of liquidations and what have you, but I look at it to see where traders are trapped. Every time I see something like this, nice little move up, I just see the values. Okay, we've got a few longs trapped. I'm expecting them to come back down to here, and then we project price towards that zone. And then you get a nice little sweep down here. Unfortunately, all these guys that went long here have also been liquidated because they thought they were catching Bitcoin cheap. All right, so that's the problem. There's your catching the falling knife story. Now we've got a couple of longs coming into play, and we've got 24 million at 26,710. So with that being said, I need to go back into the chart again, try and find a point that I can take a profit from. And as you do this exercise, naturally, you're going to then be aware. Here we go. Now we've got a justification. So Bitcoin's done the red vector candle. Logic would say, I'll keep my trailing stop, keep an eye on the chart. And if it's not breaking down, what reason do I have to sell? I don't. Don't aim towards a target profit. Look for a reason to sell. If you don't get the reason to sell, then you can effectively earn more. People that I saw a guy in the Discord today, and he said that he took the trade earlier on the NASDAQ, but he left money on the table because he closed it too soon. Question I got for you, my bro, is what reason did you have to close? Now, NASDAQ is a bit of a nut job, all right? It is a bit of a hard asset to be trading and holding a position. If you're using large size, then you're going to get caught out and get put on the spot where you're like, oh, man, I better not use that. Oh, I better come away from that just in case I lose it, because they do that. NASDAQ just goes all the way back up like it did today, and there you go. There's your vector candle recovery. So the guy that is still in his long scalp, he would have traded towards that red vector candle. Again, what reason do you have to sell? You don't until you're given the reason. Okay? This is an example of. Now, you can sit there and be like, but what if Bitcoin did this? You can't do that. You can't say, what if it did it? Because it's the unknown. You don't know that it's going to do it. You don't know if it's not going to do it. So what do? You just deal with what you see. And if you don't see any reason to sell, you hold on to the trade. That's how you do it. And then if you start getting into a good situation, then you start loading up on the trade. But you only load up on the trade when it drops. And then you give yourself a little bit of leeway. Okay? Yeah, crypto is asleep, man. All right. Anything else? Tino, how do we take such small profits on Bitcoin? Exactly. Yeah, when they eat half of it. Again, you're looking for about a $300-400. This is the truth. You're looking for a $300-400 move in Bitcoin for a scalp to be worth your time. Okay? And that's a big move. $300-400 move. $200 even. Let's say $200. You can get $200 move. All right? Right now from that low is 710. It's on its way to 57. You can scalp towards, well, yeah, 825, hypothetically. But that's the problem. That's the issue with trading Bitcoin or scalping it. You've got to go for the swing trade. Funny that is, isn't it? How you have to keep your money in the markets. And that's the sad truth about these people here. They're made to keep their positions open just to make a little bit of profit, just so that they don't have to pay the fees. These exchanges are bar stewards, you know? Andrew, well done. If you're long from that spot, you have no reason until you are given one to close the trade. Remember that, okay? We're going to have some movement in a second. We're going to have some movement in a very short amount of time. Wait there. What are you doing here, man? Yeah, we're about to see some flavor. Limit sells. Remember what we said earlier on, limit sells. So Bitcoin's moving up. Remember that. The imbalance, minus 25, and it's still staying there. What did the five fingers say to the face? Oh, slap the like. Nice. I like that. I do like that. Imbalance back into the VWAP itself, ladies and gentlemen. Sell orders are coming in, so we expect Bitcoin to move up a little bit more. I think they'll come into this, clear in this area here. 27K could be on the cards. I need to justify that a second. Hold on. So we're currently trading in value area low, consistent with areas of reversals. The open is all the way up there. I mean, we've got 2.5 hours until Bitcoin opens a new daily candle. Can you imagine if Bitcoin comes back up to hit that daily open? What a story. Tell a friend. Can you imagine if that was the case? No way. Thoughts on gold? It's a very sad story on gold. The problem is we've got tomorrow and China's data tonight. And if you're going to be taking trades, you want to finalize your game on the Friday. That's what I do. You know, I'm busy and active on the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm fitting in trades as often as I can, right? But then on the Friday, it's shut off. No way. Because I don't have a market to trade into. If I take a trade on Tuesday, profit or not, I've got Wednesday evening, Asian session. I can trade that. Okay? Then I've got Thursday. Can trade that. Technically, I would have tonight, Asian session to trade. But going into Friday, and we've just had news announcements, and we've got more news announcements coming out tomorrow. So I'm not trading tomorrow. I need to bloody sleep. That's one thing for sure. Can you take a look at MATIC? MATIC is doing the criteria. Look, W formation, shift out, trade towards what? Trade towards the next vectors. So this is on the 6-minute time frame, right? Go to the 5-minute chart. We've got vector candles right here, if I'm correct. No, well, yeah, nearby. There you go. Red vector candle. If you're in a long from this area, you trade towards that zone. Naturally, you're going to expect a little bit of resistance to come into play at that point. Why? Because that's where they sold from. If they can succeed it, happy days. You're trading towards the next point, which are these wicks up here. That's what you're looking for. 1 and then 2. Okay? Are we good with that? Happy days. Oh, geez. Took Gala along this morning. Okay. Tina, would you mind taking a look at GMX? Stock, coin, yeah? $34 a coin, right? Your imbalances, right here. Yeah, just the one. Visible on the 5-minute time frame. Go on the 1-hour time frame. Vector candle right there is the makeup of that violet vector, okay? So, criteria says, take your Fibonacci. If it can succeed that range, it's yippee to the upside. Okay. Do I have a look at... No, I don't, to be fair. But I look at aluminium. You know? Lady. What the hell is Lady? Do people trade this? What is this? Binary. It's going down. Vectors. See you later. Very quick. Reason I'm saying it's so quick is because, look at it. It's a nut job. You know? This is tricky stuff to be trading. It's not consistent. It's just, you know, if you want a bit of adrenaline, you trade Lady. You know? How to set up Fibonacci like mine. Very, very simple. Okay? Go to your settings and just do that. Get everything off and leave the midpoint, 50%. That's why that's what I use it for. Okay? It's right there for you. Happy days. Word on the street says that Tino is excellent at reading grocery stores. Bro, what are you talking about? Reading grocery stores? Oh, you've done another meme, haven't you? Tino, do you think ETC is dead project now? A dead project. Look, still at $14 a coin. It's not dead. It's dead when it stops trading. You know? FTX dead. Luna dead. And you can't trade it anymore. Look at the price of that. It's still going. Right? Look at that. Now, whatever's going on in terms of the Ethereum, there's always going to be this madness between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin's Bitcoin. Ethereum is blockchain, cryptocurrency, and all that madness, altcoins. You know, it's always going to be debatable. You can't think a project is dead. I mean, it can move down. I mean, we got a wick right here. That's posing me a bit of a problem. 1410 will be the nice little sweet spot for Ethereum Classic as such. But yeah, Link is also going. Okay. Link USDT. Let's have a look at that. Oh, man. Call your nan and your mum and tell a friend. Welcome to Vector Recovery. Yeah. I'm waiting for that. You know, when 8K, my G. All right, cool. When it happens, it will happen when it happens. You know? When 100K Bitcoin. When 200K Bitcoin. Let's see what happens. You know? Tino is the best of the best. I don't care what anyone says. What are they saying, Drew? That's the question. But mad love for your love, bro. You know? What else you got? AMC. Let's have a look at AMC, actually. We looked at that bad boy. AMC USDT. What are you doing, Tino? Oh, my days. Oh, my days. What did it do? It didn't do anything, but it climbed up a little bit on its way to the gap, ladies and gents. Dilberry, that is rough. That is a rough comment. Tino, gold is better than crypto. I know. I know. That's what it is. MKR, Maker. Let's have a look. I'm just reading the comments, guys. It's, you know, this is your stream. 1295 is what I'm waiting for. Nearly took it. Nearly took that zone to rebounce away from it. What's for dinner? You know what? I haven't eaten. I haven't slept and I haven't eaten. So, yeah. But I guess this show's becoming seduction house. Why? Why? Who's talking rude in here? Abby, mad love to you. I'm calm today because this is the hour, you know? It's the hour of being calm. We ain't got Bitcoin going crazy, or have we? Is Bitcoin doing anything right now? There was your reason to sell. Look at that. They cleared the range. Back into that range of the vectors. Bang. Off it goes. You know? Funny how he's holding it. What do I think about Russell Brand? Think he did it? Do you know who Russell Brand was or is? You know? This guy was going on like he was Elvis. All right? But the documentary that was done about him, someone said something very interesting. They said that none of the people that have come forward have come forward. And it's a shame, you know, but if he did it, he's got kids as well, man. It's one of them ones. Priest XBT. Those insane streams, I know, man. I'm not sad. I'm not sad. Any questions, guys? Give me questions. Give me questions on the hybrid system. Give me questions on the hybrid. I'll answer them for you. Here we go, NVIDIA. Look at that perfect V-shaped play. Anyone in the Discord take advantage of that? Because I know you guys are mad on the stocks. Victoria, Annie, I know you guys play the stocks. What else we got? Could argue, establish. So yeah, I guess so. XRP has a green vector developing on the hour. 2 hour has a nice one. Okay. We've got dead gap time. What hair product do you prefer? Oh, God. I've just checked NVIDIA for you. You want Tesla as well? Sideways. Not really doing anything. But it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day. MT4 charting, man. Do you only trade a vector candle? You can do that. You can only trade a vector candle. Okay? So here's an example. Okay. Say I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Right? The first thing that I need to do. That's why you press reset, you funny brer. The first thing that you need to establish is once you've got the vector candle that you are familiar with, then you trade it. All right? So I went back in the chart and found as many green vector candles that had exceeded a range of around 25 to 30 pips. I went back and found them all on euro and on dollar yen, mainly on dollar yen. Okay? And I always found that every time they moved the candlestick by 25 pips and it was a green vector candle, I was always expecting a bit of a reversal from that point. So that's where I'll be playing my shorts. I went back in the charts to try and find as many vector candles that were in the shape of around 25 pip to a 25, 30 pip move. And I found that 80% of the time, they always came back. And I'm only looking for like 5-6 pip move because I'm going to put down size at the highest point. So open up like 10, 15, 20 lot sizes to get 3-4 pips. Okay, that's all I'm looking for with a risk factor of about 2 to 3 pips. Okay, but it depends. I'm not going to say it's a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1. Nah, you know, that's not risk management for me. For me, that it's about survival. And if you're looking at the chart and you're in tune with what's going on, you'll know if you've caught the point in the chart. You'll know, you know. But yeah, go back in the charts and find a candlestick on euro. Go find a candlestick on dollar yen. Go find a candlestick, whether it's green, blue, violet, and just measure the size of it and go back in the charts and find that. And then wait until you see it happening. And then you'll find that what you've done in the past, it's usually going to happen again. Great question. Are the vector candles something you can equal to market makers doing a move? Yes, you can. Because retail ain't doing this. This is the byproduct of retail. You can see that even when you go and look at the charts. Look at this. When you see prices moving up, retail stepping in because they need a reason to buy. All right? And the vector candle is the market makers doing. And the key thing that you've got to pay attention to, and not many people talk about it, is the speed of the candle. How fast does it become one? When you focus on the speed of the candlestick, you're getting a feel for how quick the orders are being done. Okay? If you're sat here watching a 1 hour candle and you see it go up and down, up and down, up and down, and it keeps on wicking up, 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 you're going to have more confidence taking the trade and going long on the basis of a momentous move to the upside because you've seen how quick they keep moving up with very little move down. You want to see them in terms of a candlestick going up. You want to see the candlestick fast moving up, slow pulling back. Okay? That's what you're looking for. Tino, is that high block site for free? Do you know what? The high block site, it's such a funny site. Everyone's using it now, and we used it 3 years ago. What a funny story. I'll be straight with you. It's on the assumption that there's liquidations in there, on the assumption, right? But each of these liquidation points is market maker, in principle, his orders. But we know that from the vector candles anyway. So can you justify getting high block when you see it in the vectors? I show you the high block because I know you guys like to look at it. I've stared at this enough and I've correlated it to the fact that I'm always going back to the hybrid system, always going back to vectors. Why did they take this area here? $44 million worth of long liquidations at 27,139. When was that? 11th of October at quarter to 10 in the morning. 11th of October, quarter to 10 in the morning. Okay, so that would be the 1 minute time frame. 11th of October, quarter to 10 in the morning. Here we go. Right. Where are we at? 11th of October, quarter to 10 in the morning. Where are we at? Where am I? Where's my brain at? Here we go. That area right here. Okay? That little zone. Right there. Okay? What are you doing, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, do you need to... It's right there. It's like £600 a year or $100 a month. Do you really need it? If you already understand what's going on, it's the same thing. Back into vectors, because behind each vector candle is an order that's being placed by Mr. Market Maker against you. Done. Why is Dixie climbing so hard? Inflation is at 3.7% because it means that there is a possibility that higher interest rates are going to be here. And, well, actually, that's going to be the case. But there is a possibility that in the November meeting, we're going to increase the interest rates yet again. They may be pausing it, but they could be increasing it. What does that mean? Foreign investor now knows he can get a good value for his money on the dollar. Big time. Here we go. Tino. Cowgus. That's a hard name. Anyway, Tino, love your work, bro. Mad love to you, my bro. No problem, no problem. Do you expect Bitcoin to recover the whole green vector on the 13th of March on the weekly before moving higher? It's already recovered the 50% of it. Let's go and have a look at that good old green vector candle. I remember I did a live stream, okay? I did a live stream. It was a long time ago. And I was explaining to you guys about the hybrid system. And I said to you all, we look at vector candles that recover on the 1 minute, the hour, the day, the 4 hour, the 6 minute. And we can accept that they can recover the vector candles. And then I pulled up the monthly chart. And it was around this point right here, okay, where I said, what if Bitcoin comes down and recovers these green vector candles? And everyone was like, no chance. Never. Anyway, moving on. Recovered 50% of the... What was that? Please explain again the blue and violet vector candles. Hold on a second. Let me just reread this again. 13th of March on the weekly before moving higher. It has already recovered 50%. Okay. 13th of March. So this is the zone that this gentleman is talking about right here. We get on Fibonacci, look at that point, and look what we've got. We've had 2 probes to that range. The logic says we expect another attempt towards it. The third attempt will flush through it, okay? Because this is where traders are buying. This is where people are going long. This is where people are getting leverage. This is where spot's coming into play. But we know straight away that spot ain't contributing to Bitcoin's move up. Simple as. All right? Futures markets, different story. Okay? They said it. You know, futures markets is effectively determining whether Bitcoin's price is going to go higher or not because of people betting it going higher or lower. You know? Gentleman asked, you said something about the blue and violet candles. Please explain again. Listen, take the free course. Everything is in there on that. Okay? Talks about the candlesticks. So take that course. It's free to do, my friend. But the gist of the blue and violet vector candles are you're looking for them. You're looking for blue vector. So for shorts, you're looking for blue vector candles to appear at the highest point of a move and violet vector candles at the highest point of a move. And then for longs, you're looking to see them develop. Yeah, you're looking to see them develop at the lowest point. So after a move to the downside, what do you see here? Big move to the downside. You see them coming in. Then you see a blue, a violet, then a blue. Then you get another vector candle. And then they shift out. Things were starting to change here. Okay? Oh, my days. PC shed. What is good? What is good, my old friend? Wow. One of the OGs has stepped into the lives from day one. Mehdi, Tino, I've seen many W's, but they don't go nowhere. Explain the valid W one more time, please. What do you mean they don't go nowhere, bro? Yes, they do. Look, W formation, rise, retrace, continuation out. But what time frame are you looking at them from? You know, you get them all over the place. Remember, the W formation is a structural, psychological pattern. You've got to be focusing on what the candlesticks are doing inside of a W. That's why I say to you, go back in the charts and draw off as many W's as you can. Because then you'll start to understand how price behaves around these zones. Okay, here's an example here, right? Let me zoom out. No, maybe not that. Make it easy for everyone. No, not that one. Here's it. Yeah, okay, well, let's do this one. Here is a classic W formation, all right? Look, drop, retrace, again, continuation out. Now, go back in the chart and try and find that, okay? Go back, and see what you get here. Okay, what have I got? I've got a drop, retrace, drop. It's moved up. Not that much. So what do I need to see more of? I need to see more of green vector candles appearing. Yeah? Cool. Because it did take a little while for it to go back up to that red vector candle zone. Okay? So now I've got a bit more of a criteria on my patterns. Here we go. What we got here? That will be a little W formation. Retrace, rise up, retrace, up it goes. I want to see more vectors. So you're basically profiling. You're profiling the way of how you can categorize the structure of the pattern. Okay? In my course, I've got the Science of Practice Part 1 and 2. Inside those 2 videos, okay, I'm teaching you how to validate the patterns and how to get familiar with structures of the candlesticks. Do you know how many times I've seen this here? Oh my God. So many times. I've gone back in the charts to find it. And when you see it, when the trained eye sees it, okay, after you've done it so many times, right? Don't make the mistake, right? Steve Murray said it. If you can't see it in hindsight, you ain't going to see it in foresight. You won't. Okay? Okay, here's one for you. Right. How many of you, okay, can you see a W formation there? In this area here, can you see one? Some of you would probably say, yeah. But what is a valid W? Don't make the mistake of thinking it has to look like a nice W, like you're at school. Okay? That's a nice W. It's not always going to be that nice, but it's an understanding. So I'm going to leave this with you. W formation. This is what happens. You need the chart to drop. You need to have a move to the downside because market makers effectively trapping retail traders to go short. You can see that it's bright as day right here. Okay, look at that bad boy. He's trapping them. There you go. 20 million. Did they pay themselves? No. 30 million. Did they pay themselves? No. 32 million. Did they pay themselves? No. Look at this. This guy, he thought twice. He paid himself, but the rest of the guys got liquidated. This is a psychological structure. Okay, go back into it. Same thing's happening here. The creation of a W. They smack price to the downside. You want to see at least three red vector candles appearing inside of this range. The last vector candle usually is longer than the first two. Okay, but you'll always see the top one being a long one. The middle one, not so much, but then the last one will be the push. Okay. When they instantly reverse it back out, you've got to remember that this is a moving average right here. Retail that's short is going, and Mr. Market Maker is going long. So we've got margins sat here. They reverse it back up again. What's Market Maker doing now? He's reversed the chart, faded into the range. He's hit the liquidation points for the retail trader on the left of the chart, which is presented by the vector candles. Okay? At this point here, the same guy that got shaken out can now see that Bitcoin has now come back to the 50 EMA. Ah, resistance. Okay, cool. So then he continues to load up his positions and go short again from this point. Market maker's thinking, let me see if I can load up a few more longs. So then you're looking at red vector candles appearing inside of this range right here. Ideally, you want to see them coming in fast and furious, but staying within this range down here. The longer they can stay within this range, the more belief that you'll have that Mr. Market Maker is accumulating inside of this zone. What's the next thing you're looking for? Sometimes they spike lower and they instantly bring it back up. You're looking for green vector candles to appear inside of this range. The bigger the green vector candle, the more of a conviction you're going to have to believe it's going to continue to take out the first area here where retail traders went short to hit their liquidations. Bang, they hit those zones. After a flush up to liquidity to the upside, they'll come back down into that same zone again, which is why with the W formation, we always have to anticipate the rise, the retrace, the continuation to the upside. Now, you can draw off a W formation. Now go and take the idea of a retrace continuation on the W. So here we go. We've got one right here. Drop, retrace, drop, retrace, continuation out. There's your retrace right there. Now, they did smack it lower, but that was a news play. Okay? So just be mindful of that. Here we go. A W formation. It has to appear at the end of a move, not above. Look, Any W formation that you're looking at right here is not valid. Why? Well, you could take it in principle. Look, you've got a W formation here, but that's all going to be down to your experience if you're going to take those trades. I would be looking at this and saying, I'm trading back into vector candles. I won't be focusing on the W. I'll be looking at the vectors. First green vector candle above the 50 EMA, yippee-ki-yay, bang. Oh, we got ourselves a little M formation right here. M formation. Drop. Look at the criteria. It's right there. M formation. First high, achieved. Market maker trap the retail trader long. Way, we got margins down here. Cool. But the money's here. It brings it back up again. Notice how you've got the same structure. Look, manipulative play. Manipulative play. And they just recover it every time like flipping clockwork, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough for school. I'm going to go and get myself some food. I'm probably going to try and sleep. I'll probably sleep trying to eat my food. But it's been a pleasure sitting with you this evening, standing. And forgive me if I'm a little bit calm, but we've got the New York Fire tomorrow. And it's going to be an interesting one. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new, mad love and respect for passing through. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all of that mad stuff. Check out tradersreality.com. And I'll be checking in with you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, gang. Peace.